Good morning, everyone, especially to our professor, Ma'am Lusminda Machete. Good morning, Ma'am. And to my co-masterants, good morning. I would like to introduce myself first. I am Hasminti Talaba, 33 years of age, married, residing at Kanawa, Kandihay, Bohol. I am currently working at Kagting High School, Kagting, Ubay, Bohol, handling mathematics of senior high students. My topic is all about the Unit 2, which is all about managing change in education. Lesson 1, Need for Change, Population Growth. Okay, what is educational change? Educational change is a broad term that refers to both shifting paradigms and efforts of reform within education. The former is often a part of the latter, since most change within the field of education is initiated for the improvement of the institution. Similarly, shifting perspectives within the field of education are most often a result of an awareness of new ideas and new needs. The efforts taken to adjust to those new ideas and meet those needs can be categorized as educational change. Urgency is a powerful motivator for change. In conditions that are characterized by consistency and routine, often found in traditional education settings, instilling urgency can require the introduction of artificial pressure. Oftentimes, allowing too much time to complete a task can result in a lethargic approach that can undermine engagement. Education is the foundation on which a country is built. It is through education that we help our children to reach their full potential, both as productive members of the economy and as responsible, principled citizens. But how can we build an education system that best develops the adults of tomorrow? It's not easy to build schools that will cater to the needs of the fast-changing world of the 21st century. So why do we need to change our education system? There are at least three reasons why educational change is necessary. First is the increased globalization. Second is the advancements in technology. And the last is the developments in research into teaching and learning approaches. In the past decade or so, there have been many changes to education. These changes are due part to population growth effects on the educational system, which may cause overcrowding of schools and classrooms. The population growth effects on education can be seen in many countries, so not only in the Philippines. If the population is high, there are more people to educate, and because of this, it can be difficult for all children to receive equal access to quality education. Schools are being impacted by the population of students and how it shifts in a community. Factors such as housing prices, economic factors, affordability levels of families with children, and school districts can change because certain areas may not be able to house any more people while have others have plenty of room. Schools need adequate space for classrooms so they don't get overcrowded, which is problematic when there's an influx or outflux from one area to another. This often leads to overcrowded classrooms, which can lead to a negative effect on education. Many things point to the need for meaningful change in education. Change around the world is driven by exciting new research on how the brain works and how people learn. Learners must not only develop what they know, but also skills, attitudes, and values that will help them be capable people. For this to happen, they need to actively take part in their learning and be motivated by it. How does population growth affect our education system? The world population is on the rise. Providing this education seems to be more difficult as time goes on, and there may be a direct correlation between the population growth and educational issues. So here are the educational issues about population growth. First is the more teachers. Why? The higher the population of school-age people in a society, the more teachers are needed to teach these students. This can place a strain on an already overtaxed system. Many teachers are moving to different professions for the monetary increase, while those who stay are overburdened with the ever-increasing number of students. The educational issues this causes can increase when teachers are dealing with students who have to stay after school and coming in early due to parental work obligations. Second, educational issues about population growth is the school overcrowding. All buildings are built with a specific number of occupants in mind. In schools that experience an increase of population, this number can be exceeded. This can cause serious school overcrowding, which can cause negative feelings among the students. This means the district needs to build more and bigger schools. This costs money that most school districts do not have, resulting in having to take out loans and the community having to assist in the building of new schools. Third issues is the change in attitudes. Most schools attempt to foster positive attitudes about education and learning, but this can be hard to do if students are experiencing school overcrowding. This attitude can shift if the high population of the school becomes distracted by other more negative attitudes and ideas. These negative attitudes can include drug usage, gang mentalities, and a lack of education idealism. This is especially true for those schools that were previously prone to such distractions. A lack of control can appear in schools with too many students and not enough teachers. The fourth issue is the funding issues. Schools need funds from the community to exist. Those communities that have experienced a population growth without an economic growth may find resistance in the funding of the school. This can lead to a lack of funding and insufficient funds to provide enrichment activities to the students. This can result in the school becoming boring of students and a lack of sports or other activities. Schools may also find a lack of supplies to cover the students in need. Schools in communities that experience a population growth as well as an economic growth do not need to worry about this as much. How population growth affects educational system. It affects the kids or the students by the way they are being taught and the distractions around them. The overcrowding in classrooms cause many children to feel more negative. They feel more negative because most kids in a crowded room get very confused with the subject they are learning. Researchers find that overcrowding can reduce students' ability to pay attention to teachers' instruction and even increase students' behavior issues. The rates of teacher and student absenteeism are more likely to be higher than at schools without overcrowding. Overcrowded classrooms are also believed by Van Wyk to be a contributing factor to poor learning conditions because of the lack of space, fresh air, and high noise levels that could lead to a lack of attention and even create stress within learners. So that is all about my report, and my insights is population growth in education is one of the main problems that being encountered by the administrators, especially the both teachers and students, especially in public schools. For administrators, it needs more budget or fundings for additional buildings, for additional equipment, learning resources, instructional devices, and also for additional teachers and so many more. For teachers and students, there is a lack of attention when there is overpopulation. The classroom will have more strength in the number of students, and when there are more students, teachers may not able to pay full attention to learners and their performances, and that equal access to education of all learners is not achievable. And here are my references where I got the information of my report. Thank you everyone, especially for listening to my report, and may God bless us all.